Alright, the new Geometry Dash Mythic level is here. There's finally a new one, and obviously there's even more effort put into this one than all the other ones. Like, if we go to all the other time put in all the other Mythic levels, I don't think they come close. 184 hours, 150, 307, 104. Yeah, nothing comes close. But in my opinion, this is... I don't know, I really love this level, but I also really hate it. I have a list of pros and cons that I'm gonna just pull up on my other tab. And yeah, we're gonna go through them. Gonna start with the pros. First of all, we got great design. The design in this level is absolutely amazing, and it's definitely Mythic worthy. And considering that it continues to be great throughout basically the entire level, which is like extremely long, as you can see. Look at my best time, look at the average, look at the completion without deaths. That would still take you like 26 minutes. Jesus. Very fun bosses, yup. Somehow, which this confused me a lot, the best gameplay of this level is the two bosses, basically are the two bosses. Two bosses, one in like the middle of the level and one at the end, and they're both very good. But yeah, the bosses in this level are very cool, they look great, they play great. And honestly, some of the best bosses I've seen in the entire game. Since this is a long level, you obviously assume there's a lot of mechanics. There's these little mushrooms that explode once you get within a certain range of them. That's pretty cool. There's these little mushrooms that put you in like some fog. I didn't even die by them. I don't know if they obscure your vision or kill you, but it's still cool nevertheless. There's a little timer thing where there's like a little line you go through, and once you go through it, there's like a 8 to 10 second timer that starts, and you have to finish the section before the timer runs out. Then there's a little swing that appears near the end of the level, and it's not really used a lot, but it is pretty cool. It can be inconvenient at times, but it is pretty cool. Just like all the other Mythic levels, basically, this level tells a story. And honestly, barely even know what's going on, because there are some notes that you were supposed to pick up throughout the level, but I only picked up like 2. But yeah, the story is cool. It's a very atmospheric level. The atmosphere is great. Alright, and then the final pro I'm gonna say is that it can have a few pretty fun gameplay sections, but only a few in a very long level. You already know what I'm talking about in the cons. First con, and my biggest one with the level, the gameplay is extremely frustrating. The gameplay is extremely frustrating due to many things, and the main thing though is slopes. This has a lot of slopes, and slopes are usually never fun in platformer levels because the mechanics are kinda But the main pet peeves that I have with this is that right before every single checkpoint, and may I remind you, if you don't know this already, there's a huge gap between like every single checkpoint. There's always a giant difficulty spike between like almost every single checkpoint, and it's extremely annoying. Like most of the time I found myself playing through an entire section just to die at the end, over and over and over and over. Yeah, that giant difficulty spike is really annoying, considering you gotta deal with some mechanics that kind of feel luck-based, such as wind and ice. Wind and ice? There's wind and ice. The wind isn't awful, but the ice, The ice actually looks very cool, but the ice isn't as annoying as it usually is in other levels, but it's still fairly annoying. And then in the next con, it's just the final room before the boss fight is extremely annoying, because there's one part specifically that's like 50 times harder than the rest of it combined, where it's just like a frame perfect jump is what it feels like. It feels like actually 2. But they're just really annoying, and I kept dying at it over and over. The final section alone probably took me like 30-40 minutes compared to the rest of the level. You probably figured this out from my last comment, but this level is extremely unbalanced. But it's not in the way that like the beginning's really easy, but then the end's really hard. No, it's just, it can go from me attempting a part to then spending like 10-15 minutes on the next part. It's really odd. And then next one, this is probably just a personal preference, but I feel like this definitely could have been a little shorter. Like, they probably could have removed one of the sections, because I felt like this just went on for a little too long. But that's probably just a personal thing. The rating that I will give it is gameplay 3 out of 10. Would be 2 if it wasn't for the amazing bosses. But the bosses are like a very small part of the level, so still 3 out of 10. Design 9 out of 10. Actually, you know what? I'll give it a 9.5. It looks absolutely stunning, and it's very atmospheric. And yeah, it's just great. So overall, well, I'd need to do some math here. If my math is right, I think that's 6.25 out of 10. Let's just make it overall a 6 out of 10. I think that's probably fair enough. 6 out of 10. If only the gameplay was less frustrating. I know, it could just be me that doesn't enjoy the gameplay. I don't know. It could very well be that. I don't know, I would have given it Legendary just because of the odd gameplay. But it's overall an amazing looking level, in my opinion. And some very... And I'm still shocked by how fun he made the bosses, because they are great. They are absolutely amazing. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. Yeah. I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.